Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dave Alicea. I'm here for FTNYC, the event coordinator, and I'm at Papa Juan's, 144th Street in Broadway. We're just hanging out smoking. I'm with John Carney from the floor. I have Brad with me from San Lotano. It's your Fernandez kid down in my bomb shit right there, kid. No one knows about it yet. And I got Junior from Papa Juan. And my special host for the evening sponsoring the cigars tonight, Michelle from Hispaniola Cigars. And I just wanted Michelle to talk a little bit about Hispaniola Cigars and what makes them so great.
Well, actually, our cigars, Hispaniola Cigars, is a cigar that is a pure Dominican. We just have a year and a half in the market. Has been a success until now. Been in a lot of the shops in the city, like most of the big shops in the city, ranging between the medium to full body. It's a cigar actually that has been rated now for aficionado, and nothing. Cigar that people would like people to try, and see what we're bringing into the table.
And just another note on the side. The Tres Calaveras just got a 90 rating in Cigar Aficionado, which is a fantastic achievement. I think it's awesome that they're one of the only family-owned cigar companies in the world, which is awesome. And they keep the integrity of the company on that way. And one of the things that I liked about Junior too at Papa Juan. And Junior, you told me a story about how did you come up with the name of the lounge?
Well, first of all, I'm Junior from Papa Juan Cigar Room. Papa Juan, it's actually I was a kid that went to live down in the Dominican Republic, exactly Santiago, for about 5 years from my infancy until I was 5 years old. Papa Juan was this guy, older gentleman that I met, and he lived at the end of the valley, and he grew his own tobacco for his personal consumption. And once I got into this, he passed away about 20 years ago. Once I got into the cigar smoking about 9 years ago, I said my first visit to a cigar lounge was around 2003. And I said to myself, I want a cigar. I want a cigar lounge. I want to do something different. And when I had the opportunity to go ahead and open a spot, I said, what am I connected to when it comes to cigars or tobacco, etc.? And the first thing that came to my head was Papa Juan, which was a person that I met, and it was the first thing that came to my head, and that's where the name Papa Juan came from. That was his nickname down in Santiago, and that's where the name came from.
So we'll give a shout out to Papa Juan. That's for you, son. I want to talk with Brad real quick about San Lotano brand, up and coming Nicaraguan cigar by the soon-to-be very famous Adrian Fernandez. Brad, you want to tell us a little bit about the Oval?
Yes. First, I'd like to thank Papa Juan for inviting me here. As John said, we weren't familiar with you, but very nice little spot you have here. I'm familiar with Mama Juan Up from the Dominican. That's another story. And I'd like to thank Dave also for introducing me. And yeah, the San Lotano is it's a brand new. AJ kind of went backwards with how he did his whole cigar thing. He made cigars for a lot of other people, and when finally he had a couple nickels to rub together, he could start his own line. He started a line called the San Lotano. The original core line started 2 years ago at the IPCPR. It started off with the Connecticut, a Habano, and a Maduro. And just at this last IPCPR, he introduced the Oval. And the San Lotano line he's renaming it after a line that his grandfather had in Green Castro, Cuba. If you didn't live in Cuba, you never would have heard of it, but it was called the San Latano, which basically, it's almost like if you're from New York, you're a New Yorker. If you're from San Luis Rey in Cuba, you're a San Latano. So he named it the San Latano. It just came out with the oval, last IPCPR, and it's, the original one has a Habano 2000 wrapper on it, minimum of 4 to 5 years of age on it. It's got a Nicaraguan binder, it's got some Honduran filler, and an AJ secret filler. And it's just got a 96 rating, #2 cigar of the year in Cigar Journal. Just a fantastic smoke, and he just came out with it in a Maduro wrapper. And AJ is only 33 years old, so like I really think that the sky's the limit with AJ. We're going to get on the ground floor with him, and I think that it's just amazing. But a guy like AJ, he's supporting this BMs, what we can do in the future. So thank you very much again for having us here.
Absolutely, thanks, Brad. We look forward to having some events here, and things go well. We may be the first
And
actual
also
location.
coming out in the next IPCPR, he's got a brand new line that's coming out that his partner Chris just told me about. It's going to be called the Pinolero. It's got a Rosado wrapper on it, very kind of Iquique-esque, and the gold is just spectacular. And I haven't smoked one yet. Chris came back from Nicaragua with a bundle of them, and he said they'll be ready in about 30 days. That was about like 2.5, 3 weeks ago, so looking forward to smoking my first one. That will be available at the IPCPR.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to it here. And if things go well, we may be the first location in Manhattan to carry it. And last but not least, John Carney from La Flor Dominicana. John, tell us a little about what's going on with you right now.
Well, La Flor Dominicana, if you're not familiar with us, is a vertically integrated company in the Dominican Republic. There's only 2 in the whole DR, us and Arturo Fuente. What that means is everything from the seed to our reps is in-house. This gives us an extra level of control over our products and our consistency. We don't release cigars unless they're ready, unless they meet our flavor profiles, our color standards for wrappers, and our aging requirements. For example, our Maduros, some of the more popular double layer lines, take nearly 2.5 years to get to the point where they can be ready to be released into the marketplace. So we tell the type of dedication that goes into this product, and that's really what has springboarded us over the last 20 years to where we are today. In the scheme of cigar companies, 20 years is still pretty young. We've gotten really good at it really quick. And Lito and his wife Inez, who both own the company, have really dedicated and focused over that period of time to deliver some of the best cigars in the market. I've always been a big smoker myself. I'm lucky that I get the opportunity to work with a family that's focused on such great products. It's really enjoyable to sit and smoke what you actually like to smoke every day throughout the day. I usually start mild with a new light line that we just released. And I'll tend to end the day sometimes with a double arrow. It tends to be a little strong for me. I personally smoke the Cameroon Cabinet line. Very good. The Cameroon Cabinet Chisel was a limited edition release we did in December. And that was rated 92 at Cigar Aficionado in the first quarter of this year.
No bands on this one.
Originally it was no band. It was no bands and no cellophane. We have cellophane and kind of after the change in the marketplace and the change in structure. In a perfect world, I think all cigar companies, and you can probably attest to this too, I know Brad will, and you guys as cigar aficionados yourselves, it would be nice to have all cigars on cellophane. Obviously, the marketplace isn't conducive to necessarily doing that. But I feel cigars uncellophane obviously have a chance to breathe, grow, and age, and kind of mature with their flavor profiles. If you haven't been to Papa Juan's, I'm Irish, so I don't have an accent whatsoever. You can't say that as nice as everybody else. This is gorgeous. That was the first time they came here. David invited us in, and
We're gonna leave.
I walked into a little piece of the Dominican when I walked back here. It reminded me of my first trip that I made to the DR in our factory in Santiago in February. The first room we went into when we got there to have dinner was just like this. So it's kind of bringing back a little bit of some great memories that I've had over this last year for sure.
Great, man. It's a pleasure having you here, man. And we're looking forward to carrying the line in the shop and the lamps as well. And I'm excited about it, guys. We're going to log off. And
Can I say one last thing?
Oh, yeah,
I
sure,
don't
Brad.
often smoke other people's cigars, but when I do, I make it La Flor.
The most interesting man in the world.
with that being said, we're out of here. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Thanks for coming down.
Bye.